What's up, everybody? Don't forget to subscribe to the World's TV YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of this great content moving forward. Wow. Just wow. My mind is blown. This NBA free agency just started and things are getting crazy. Kevin Durant has just requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. He told Sean Marks, he told the owner Joe Tsai, I want out. Get me out of Brooklyn. I don't want to play in the black and white no more. He wants to go somewhere else. Just a day or two after Kyrie Irving opted into his player option, Kevin Durant tells them, I want out. This is shocking turn of events. And I want to first say this. The Brooklyn Nets have got to be the biggest bag fumblers in NBA history. They are about to lose. They once had three, not one, not two, but three of the NBA's most dynamic scorers in history. And they are about to lose all three of them in the span of a year. How the hell, as a franchise, you lose James Harden, you're about to lose KD, and you're about to lose Kyrie Irving? You cannot write that. You cannot write that stupidity down on a piece of paper. You cannot. How do they manage to mess this up so bad? You got to look at the front office. You got to look at the GM. You got to look at the owner. See, this is a prime example of the NBA is a strictly player-driven league. If you do not acquiesce to the players' demands, especially a franchise, a superstar player, they will leave your franchise in shambles. They will leave your franchise in shambles. Now let's talk about how we got here. Kyrie Irving wanted a long-term contract extension with the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets said, hell no, we're not going to give you that because you didn't play a full amount of games this season. Your availability has been a question mark since you joined the team, which I think the conversation started about his availability ever since the ridiculous vaccine mandate. As I said that thousands of times, we're not going to go down there. Nonetheless, if there was no vaccine mandate, I believe Kyrie Irving would have played majority of the games this season for the Nets. But here we are. Kyrie said, I want a long-term deal. The Nets said, hell no, we're not going to give that to you. That pissed off Kyrie Irving. And when you piss off Kyrie Irving, you also piss off Kevin Durant. And one thing you do not want to do is piss off Kevin Durant. Because if Kevin Durant says, you know what, I'm out of here, Kyrie Irving walks too. If Kyrie Irving says, you know what, I'm out of here, KD walks too. When they signed with the Nets back in 2019, everybody knew those two, they are a package. They are a package deal. You want Kevin Durant, you got to sign Kyrie Irving. That's just the bottom line. All the Nets had to do, whether Kyrie deserved the contract extension or not, give him the money. Sign him to that extension. Or else KD would not have been requesting a trade from Brooklyn. Now they're in this ginormous mess that they have put themselves in. And to think about what the owner, Joe Tsai, and I apologize that I'm mispronouncing his last name, but I'm going to just call him Joe. To think about what Joe is going through, he spent millions, if not billions of dollars to not only buy the Brooklyn Nets, to buy Barclays, and to buy the WNBA team. I believe it's like the New York Liberties that they play at Barclays. So he spent all that money, all that investment, just to lose three franchise players in not even the span of a full calendar year. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Now, Kevin Durant has portrayed a list of teams, that he presented according to Woj and other NBA insiders. He has the Phoenix Suns and the Miami Heat as his two top teams he preferred to be traded to. And now, if I'm Brooklyn, number one, Brooklyn has all the leverage here because KD messed up when he signed that 4-year extension with the Nets last offseason, in total 5 years. So he has 4 more years left on his deal that he has to honor. So this isn't a situation where Kevin Durant is in his last year of his deal and you have to trade him just to get something back in return. He has 4 years left. So he has to honor those 4 years. Any team that trades for him knows that they are getting Kevin Durant for 4 more years. 4 more years of his prime. This isn't a situation where James Harden was when they traded James Harden from the Rockets to the Nets. James Harden only had 2 years left. Technically 1 because he had to opt out after his last year. So he had 2 years left. So you had to trade him because if you just let him walk in free agency, you was going to get practically nothing back for him. Same thing when they traded James Harden from the Nets to the Sixers. He only had 1 year left after his opt-out. That's it. And if he walked for free agency, you was going to get nothing back for him in return. And you cannot afford to get nothing back for star players. So you have to get some type of compensation for them. It may not be much, but you got to get something. In a situation where you look at when Ben Simmons was requesting a trade from Philly, look how long they waited to trade him. That lasted for months upon months upon months. Daryl Morey said, hell no. We are going to wait to trade you on our terms, on our timing. I'm waiting to trade Ben Simmons for James Harden. Ben Simmons demanded a trade from the Sixers after they lost to the Hawks in, I believe it was the semifinals. That was in the summer of last year. He didn't get traded till February of this past year, February of 2022. Because Ben Simmons had 4 more years left on his deal. When a player is locked into a long-term commitment, they are at the mercy of the team. So the Brooklyn Nets have all the leverage where they decide to trade Kevin Durant to. And the Suns, it's interesting because they have DeAndre Ayton, who looks like they're going to lose in free agency, do a sign and trade. And I said this too. And I said this in the group chat where I'm in my Hoops All In podcast. Check it out on Spotify and on the World's TV YouTube channel. I said this. Okay, Katie, you want to go to the Suns? Cool, we'll try to make that happen. Call up the owner, Jones, and be like, hey, listen, Katie wants to play for you guys. What's your offering? Don't even say nothing unless, we ain't talking unless D-Book's name is not mentioned. Oh, no, sorry, we don't want to trade you D-Book. Okay, click, bye. Like, the Nets don't have to trade KD to the teams that he listed. The Nets have a responsibility to that franchise to get the absolute best package for Kevin Durant. I'm talking about you got to get 2 to 3 all-star players. You got to get role players, multiple first-round draft picks. For you to kind of save this franchise from mediocrity, from laughingstock. So the Suns, cool, you want KD? Cool, we'll trade you KD. Give us D-Book back in return. Oh, no, we can't. Oh, D-Book's name's not mentioned? Bye. Click. Call again. Don't call us. Don't text us unless Devin Booker's name is not thrown in that trade for KD. Because let's think about it. Kevin Durant is a better player than Devin Booker right now. So why would I trade Kevin Durant to help the Phoenix Suns get better and I'm going to get back DeAndre Ayton? Really? That doesn't make any sense. And DeAndre Ayton's a really, really young, talented player. Still has a high ceiling. He hasn't tapped into it so much. He's been inconsistent, but he's a very, very good player. And he's going to get his money. But I want Devin Booker back in return for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a top 3, top 5 player in the NBA. Kevin Durant is better than Devin Booker right now. So Kevin Durant, you want to play for Phoenix? Phoenix, you want Kevin Durant? We want Devin Booker back in return. If it ain't D-Book, click. Don't hit my phone. Period. Same thing with Miami Heat. Okay, cool. KD, you want to play in Miami? All right, cool. We'll talk to the Heat. We'll talk to Pat Riley. See what we can get for you. Hey. Hey, KD wants to play for you guys. What you guys offering? If it ain't Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero, if those 2 names don't pop up in conversations along with multiple first-round draft picks, click. Don't hit my phone. Don't hit my phone. This Kevin Durant trade is possibly going to go down as one of the biggest trade packages in NBA history. Because think about what they could get for him. Kevin Durant, 34 years old, still in his prime, bounced back tremendously from that Achilles injury, which most players would have been a death sentence for them. Still in his prime. Can make any team a contending championship caliber team. You have Kevin Durant in your team, you are incredibly better. But you better get a whole lot of hell of assets, for him in return. If you don't, Sean Marks, you are an idiot, and you should be fired as a GM. They definitely need to get, I'm talking about the sun, the moon, Mars, and Jupiter for Kevin Durant. And when that trade finally goes down, it better be at least 4 to 5 first-round draft picks, 2 to 3 all-stars, and 1 to 2 role players. Minimum. But this is going to be exciting to see, man. As a Nets fan, personally, I'm hurting because I did not want Kevin Durant to request a trade. And this is what happens when you have poor leadership in the front office. Poor leadership in the front office. I think Sean Marks is a horrible GM, especially ever since that they pulled that James Harden trade off. That was the beginning of the end for the Nets franchise because James Harden is known as a quitter. He quit on Houston, See how he dogged his way out. He quit on the Nets. And don't be surprised if he quits on the Sixers. That trade messed us up. It decimated our depth. We got rid of Karis LeVert, who's a proven 20-point per night scorer in the league. We got rid of Jared Allen, who's a rim protector, who was an all-star this year. And we ended up trading Spencer Dinwiddie as well, too. All those 3 guys we could have kept would have helped us right now. So Sean Marks, you better do a damn good job of this Kevin Durant trade. You already fumbled the bag. You already messed this franchise up horribly. See, this is what happens when you try to play hardball in a players-driven league. The players have all the power. You said you want to try to take the power back from the players? Cool. See how that worked out for you? Now you're about to lose 2 of your cornerstone franchise players because you simply didn't give them what they want. You see, fans watch the players perform. They do not go to stadiums and arenas to watch GMs make trades, to watch owners sit on the sidelines, to watch referees ref the game. No, they go to basketball games to see franchise players, to see the players perform at the highest level. And if you do not give your franchise player what he wants, he will leave you high and dry and leave you in ruins for years to come. All they had to do, whether you agree with it or not, whether I agree with it or not, give Kyrie Irving the max. Wouldn't be in this position. Kyrie Irving was the reason why the Nets got Kevin Durant in the first place. And now Kyrie Irving is going to be the reason why they lose him and Kevin Durant. Give them what they want. Period. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below about KD requesting a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.